So when it comes to Remnant 2, I think I've covered every single update they've released across basically every platform, besides the latest one because it was released a few hours after the one that I had previously covered. But that one has brought consoles up to the PC version. And after that, I've been looking through the comments on my videos talking about the updates, and I've come to the conclusion, my opinion, a new update is needed to fix the major problems that are in the game. And I'm saying these are major problems because some of them are pretty much game breaking. You're unable to play the game with them. And some of them were supposed to be fixed in previous updates, but for some reason the fix never worked. And I just want to put out a disclaimer. The developers have been working incredibly hard to get the game to where it is. So I am not complaining about this in any way, shape or form. I'm just basically putting together a little list of stuff that I believe needs fixing in the game, things that are major, that are going to ruin the player experience. And if a developer ever watches this or anything like that, if people want to pass the information on, then it's all there basically in one place to make everything easier. So the very first thing is players are being disconnected on the PS5, mainly the PS5 from what I've seen, like literally just jumping into a game, getting disconnected. I believe there is still the issue at the end of the game where you take down the final boss, and it comes up with network connection lost and then kicks you back to Ward 13, or takes you back to the main menu. You basically load back into the game. And I think that causes issues for a lot of players with the difficulty-based rewards and things like that. And then I've also seen a lot of comments saying that players are crashing on console, especially when using things like Nebula's mod and Archon's Havoc form. And obviously with Archon being such a, I'm going to say already, an iconic part of this game, it required data miners to figure out how to get the archetype. Everyone's obviously going to want to use it, especially because it's got really, really good perks. So I think it's really important that that gets fixed because it's such a common and popular archetype for players to use. And then I've also seen comments mentioning that random bugs are still happening, like using the menu, I think this is on PS5, causes players to drink concoctions randomly. So they're entirely wasting their concoctions because they go into a menu and their character just randomly drinks one. And then I've seen a lot of players say that they still haven't got achievements unlocked, they haven't got new traits, weapons, or stuff being awarded for completing the higher difficulties, and that stuff was supposed to have been fixed in previous updates. And I think some of this stuff is probably, the developers are probably unaware that it's still happening. But I'm really, really hoping that we can get another update soon that maybe fixes some of this stuff, improves the game in other places. And then moving on to the next one, weapon issues are still present. This one was really, really frustrating. The plasma cutter beam rifle, which requires going through 2 different rolls of Narude, because the 2 areas you need cannot coexist. They physically cannot spawn together in the same roll. The plasma cutter beam rifle is still not showing up after opening the door with the specific helmet that you need. And what that does is forces players to keep re-rolling the worlds, doing the same thing over and over again, in the hopes that on the roll they're currently on, they open up that door with the helmet on and the plasma cutter beam rifle sitting there. It's been an issue since the game first came out. The developers have never mentioned it, but hopefully at some point that can be fixed. And then I personally noticed, because I've been doing a little bit of recording for the game recently, PC lockups, so where you get big freezes. Not a full-on crash, just the game locking up entirely. They are happening more than they did when the game first launched, and it was pretty bad back then too. And I've also seen that some PS5 players are facing infinite load screens when they're trying to play with an already existing character. So they've got a character that they're 70 hours into the game with, they try logging in with that character, and it's just an infinite load screen. Not only that, I believe some players are still facing corrupted data issues, and there's no way to basically revert to an old backup of a save or anything like that. So a lot of players, I believe, over the course of the game's lifespan so far, have actually lost their players, their characters entirely. And then I just want to finish this one up, that's pretty much the end of the stuff that I've put together from comments and my own personal experience and everything. I just want to say if there's anything else that I've missed in this video, anything you are personally facing in Remnant 2, then leave it down in the comments and hopefully someone picks up on this video or people share it and stuff. The devs are made aware of it and hopefully fixes get put out for this stuff soon. But that is my update on the major problems I believe need fixing in Remnant 2. And on that note, we are going to leave the video there. If you enjoyed it, leaving a like is appreciated. If you wish to support me further as a creator, there are links in the description. Let me know your thoughts about the video in the comments. And if you want to watch more, you can click the video on screen. All support on the channel is greatly appreciated, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.